YouTube! It's me, Peter, here with another beer review for you guys down from my basement in the bar. Today's beer is a beer I've been looking forward to try for quite a while now. It is a Imperial Porter. It is the Gonzo Barrel-Aged Imperial Porter from Flying Dog. It's a beer I've been wanting to try for a while, and it should be really good. You notice that it's only in a 33 centiliter bottle. I don't know why, because as far as I've seen, they are in 75 centiliter bottles, but apparently I can only get them in this small bottle here in Denmark. But just a thing first about porter and style. I know there's a porter as a style. I know there is a lot of debates on which beer were first, the porter or the stout. But I did some research, both in my beer books and online, and as far as I could as what I could find out was that porters as a style were first. If you compare porters and stouts today, those styles, porters were first as a style of beer, but as an adjective, stout came first. Stout was actually a word you would use for a heavier beer, a beer that had more heavier both in alcohol and body. So stout, that would be, for example, stout pale ales and stout brown ales. Instead of using strong pale ale, they used stout. So stout was actually at first not a black dark ale that was where roasted malts was used. That was a porter. And later on, stout developed into its own style. But I'm not going to go any more into that, because I know there's a lot of debate about that, and I'm just going to leave it there. That's what I got out of the research I did. But this is an Imperial Porter. I've never had an Imperial Porter before, but it should be much more roasted than a regular Porter, but still not as strong as an Imperial Stout. But this one should be really good, and I think let's just crack it open. My first Imperial Porter. That smells really good. Let's pour it in my fullest snifter. Okay, this is not pitch black, this pour. I'd say it's rather very, very dark brown than pitch black. I'm having this around 9 or 10 degrees Celsius. I've had it warm up a bit, and this should be nice. Wild Dog Imperial Porter. Okay, let's check out the color first here. Okay, it's a very dark brown, I'd say, because there is sunlight getting through if you hold it up under the light, but almost black, but I'd say a very dark brown. Not much of head. The head is more of a lacing, and it's quite tan, almost brown. And it looks got some info here for you guys from the website. It says here, Hunter S. Thompson once said, "When the going gets weird, the weird turn pro. Consider this our professional version of Gonzo Imperial Porter." I forgot to say that they brew a regular Gonzo, and this is just a barrel-aged, this is a barrel-aged version. Aged and seasoned for 3 months in wood barrels from our neighbors at Stranahan's Colorado Whiskey. This ale has a well-balanced taste and an abundance of character. The taste will remind you of sweet chocolate, dry oak, and smooth whiskey with a memorable velvety mouthfeel. That's the info from their website, and it should be pretty good. But let's just dig in and check out the aroma. You can really smell the barrels it's been aging on. Definitely some whiskey or bourbon in here. Sort of the same aroma you get from the Bourbon County Stout by Goose Island, actually. But this is more sweet. There's a more chocolatey aroma in this beer. Also some coffee, and as usual the very roasted malts, but not a smoky character whatsoever. It is on 9.5% alcohol by volume, so fairly heavy beer, and it's got an IBU of 85. So it should be a bit hoppy as well. But this one is from 2007, So it's been aging for a couple of years, so it should be pretty good. Let's give it a taste. Okay, this is really good, guys. It's quite sweet, actually. This is very delicious. If you can say a lightly full body, it's not as full as, for example, the Goose Island or the Yeti, but it's still full-bodied. Carbonation, there's actually a bit of carbonation. It's not a very low carbonation, it's like a medium carbonation. Flavor. You definitely get the barrels, the bourbon barrels it's been aging on. Definitely. Or it's whiskey barrels, but definitely sort of those oak barrels. Quite sweet, but yet that's actually, as they said, a sweet chocolate character. That's right, definitely right. But also a sweet malty character, and also on top of that is a very roasty malt character in this beer. There's a bit of a vinous character as well, in my opinion. But it isn't that heavy for a beer on 9.5% alcohol by volume, actually. I would have expected it to be a whole lot more heavy, but it's quite easy going, and the alcohol is very well hidden, and it's very drinkable for a beer that heavy, but it's very good. Quite roasted, as I said. There is a bit of hops, but it's not a whole lot, even though it's 85 IBUs. But there is a little bit. Probably also because this bottle is from 2007. But, and not boozy at all, even though it's at 9.5% alcohol by volume. Yeah, but this is pretty good. My first Imperial Porter, definitely not as heavy as an Imperial Stout at all. But it's still a very heavier, much heavier, I wouldn't say much, but a bit heavier version of a regular porter. Maybe this is, or you can actually say a tad heavier than a Baltic porter. Baltic porter is a heavier version of a regular porter, but this is sort of like a Baltic porter, just a bit more heavy. But it's very good. Definitely a beer you should check out, guys. It is very good. And I think, rating-wise, well, I think I'm going to rate this a 94. For me, it could have been a bit more roasted and not as sweet as it actually is. It is quite sweet for a porter, Imperial Porter, but it's quite good. 94 from me. And guys, if you ever come across the Gonzo barrel-aged Imperial Porter, the Wild Dog version from Flying Dog, you should definitely check it out. It's a very good beer. Cheers, guys. Check out my other reviews, and subscribe if you like my videos. Please leave a comment. Tell me what you think if you've tasted this beer. And cheers. I'll see you next time, and thanks for watching.